Brent Welder is joining us from Kansas's 3rd District. Brent, welcome to the show, and we're going to talk about your race. But as we see live, as we're doing this interview, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a fellow Justice Democrat, with what appears to be an overwhelming lead against the number 4 Democrat in the House. How does that make you feel about your chances in your primary?
I could not be more excited. Oh my gosh, Cenk, this is amazing. I remember when, Cenk, when you were telling all of us, what was it, a year ago, 2 years ago, that we were getting Justice Democrats started, and you said that this was going to happen, and how many people across this country said that it couldn't be done. You know, I could not be more excited for my sister and my Justice Democrat sister, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. This is amazing. I saw it coming. You saw it coming, Cenk. I was just out on your show a couple weeks ago out there in LA, and you were telling the audience then, you were telling me then, that she is going to win this race. Nobody was listening to you, but the progressives are too strong. The TYT Army is too strong. The Justice Democrats are too strong. I could not be more over the moon excited about this. And Cenk, we have you to thank so much for this. I mean, you know, you and I have talked about this both on the air as well as offline about how we can elect people just like her, firebrand progressives that are strong, that are passionate, that aren't afraid to stand up and fight for what's right. And you know, and we've talked about how we can try to help each other out as much as possible. And I just, you know, have I made it clear how I feel about this? I'm so excited.
Well, Brent, thank you so much for your kind words. And you know, some people thought we were running too many races, and I get the logic behind that. We're spreading ourselves too thin, etc. But if we had thought that way, we might not have run against Joe Crowley, the number 4 Democrat in the House. And so you don't know what you got until you give it a shot. And so everybody said, hang in there, see what happens. And Brent, I don't know that a lot of people would have given you a chance. And right out of the gate, you came out with an incredible campaign, took a 7-point lead against the incumbent. And so there's so much that is great about your campaign, and unfortunately so much that is also frustrating about the Democratic Party. When they see a Democratic candidate with a 7-point lead against the incumbent, they should circle the wagons. They should have come in to help you in every way imaginable. Instead, big moneyed candidates came in to oppose you in the Democratic primary. But if anyone is going to get a lesson from tonight, great candidates like Brent and Alexandria absolutely can win. And it doesn't take as much money as the other side has. Yoder's going to have way more money than you, right? And some of those other Democrats might come in with more money. But we're doing tytkansas.com, and I think the amount of money that we are raising from that might make all the difference, And so, look, there's only a couple of days left before this quarter ends. And then the media takes you more seriously if you have more money, and you get to actually make a giant difference, as Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has made it looks like in the 14th District in New York. So Brent, tell us about the state of your primary right now, your opponents, and where you are.
This is such an earthquake. I'm just so excited about Alexandria. I can't believe it, because you know what? This is not a movement. This is a movement that goes from coast to coast. And it goes from the inner city of New York City, like we're seeing tonight with Alexandria. It goes to Ben Jealous in Maryland, who I served with when we were both nominated to the Democratic National Platform Committee by Bernie Sanders. It goes across the coast, but you know what? This is not a movement of just blue states. It is also a movement of red states. You know, as you mentioned, I'm beating the incumbent right-wing Congressman Kevin Yoder by 7 points in this election. And the way we've done it is from day one, we have been truthful and clear with the voters. We're fighting for $15 minimum wage, single-payer health care, debt-free college, and we are gonna get money out of politics once and for all. Just like I was trying to do when I was a volunteer with Wolfpack, when I introduced the amendment to the Democratic platform, to actually try to get big money out of politics. And we were opposed, not just by Republicans, but by a lot of the establishment figures, a lot of people like Joe Crowley, who now is gonna have to be finding a new job. But the only way I've been able to be this strong, and actually, Cenk, you know, you said that I was gonna get far outraised by Kevin Yoder. I don't know that that's the case. You know, last quarter, and I'm in a primary right now, I raised more money than any Democratic challenger in the history of my district, $240,000. Kevin Yoder raised $380,000, but I'm in a primary and he's not. And the reason we were able to do so well is because you put a thermometer up to raise $50,000 for my campaign at tytkansas.com. You have now committed to raising our campaign $30,000 by the end of this week, which is the end of our quarter. We are at $8,500 right now, but we need to keep pushing all week because every single donation helps. Every single donation matters. Don't let anybody ever tell you that we can't win these races coast to coast, blue states, red states. I don't care where it is. I'm beating the incumbent. And if I win this primary, which is very close right now, then we are going to be able to show the world Justice Democrats such as Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, you know, my race in Kansas, running on a bold progressive agenda, and show that people are people. Whether you live in New York City, whether you live in Kansas, you care about the same things. You care about healthcare for every person. You care about economic justice, and we can do it. Thank you so much. Please, everybody, you know, help us out. tytkansas.com. We did it by getting 11,000 donations coast to coast for my campaign. That are averaging less than $30, and your help, TYT's help, the TYT Army, the viewers, progressives across Kansas, across the country cannot be more. I cannot state enough how important it is. So thank you so much,
guys. Let's try to get that 30,000 right away. Because look at how much of a difference it made in the Ocasio-Cortez race. And she had 300,000, he had 3.3 million. With less than 10%, she won anyway. The reason, by the way, Brent has 240,000 in the last quarter, but he's a just Democrat. No corporate PAC money. None of that was corporate PAC money. It was all small dollar donations. This is how we did it. And if we keep on doing it, then you're gonna have Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, you're gonna have Congressman Brent Welder. He's already beating the incumbent Republican. And to me, what I'm worried about is the primary. I am so confident that you're gonna win that general election. Hillary Clinton won that district. Yoder is in my mind, politically dead man walking, okay? And so we've already done this to his heart. He's just waiting to explode. So,
you know, if I can mention one thing that I forgot to talk about because I'm so excited about these results. So my district is one of only 5 Republican-held districts in the United States of America that was won by Bernie Sanders in the primary and Hillary Clinton in the general. Bernie Sanders won 60% of the vote. Well, guess what TYT had as an exclusive a few days ago on your show? Bernie Sanders endorsed my campaign this week. Nice. I could not be more excited and honored and thrilled to have his help. He is dedicated to doing everything he possibly can to help us out. We are 41 days away from our primary. I promise you, every single one of you watching this, if you can just get on and give $1, $5, $27, whatever it is, just chip in a little bit. You know, if you're in my district or if you're nearby, come and knock doors and make calls for us. Every little bit counts. And when we come together, like we have in New York, like we have across this country, like we have in Maryland, and now like we're about to do in Kansas, we are going to turn heads and shock people across the country like you can never believe. But I cannot do it without your help. I absolutely can't. I would never be where I am today without your help, without your support, without TYT's help and support to help me get my name out there and the platform I'm running on, even though I'm not taking corporate PAC money. And you know, Cenk, one of your favorite statistics you talk about is at the end of the last quarter last year, my Republican opponent got a total of less than $500 in small dollar donations out of $500,000 he raised that quarter. Almost all of his money was from PAC money. Almost all of that was corporate PAC money. In fact, last quarter, I raised more money from individuals than the incumbent congressman that I'm running against, and I'm in a primary and he's not. And the way I've been able to do it is with help from across the country, including your help at tytkansas.com. We have to raise another $21,000 before this Saturday. I know the TYT Army can do it. I've been a member. I've been a subscriber of the Young Turks for years and years, and I've been the one chipping in. And now I'm telling you guys, we actually have fallen behind our targets a little bit this quarter, but we can make it up if everybody goes to tytkansas.com and helps us out.
All right, so we got to go because we have more results, but I got to tell you, This is what a hungry candidate looks like. This is someone who really wants to win looks like, a competitor, a fighter, and he's gonna fight for you guys. And so, and just like Crowley had less than 1% of his donations were from small donors. Yoder's less than 1% from small donors. But I'm not worried about Yoder. In the primary, despite all the great things that Brent has done and all the support that he has, there are a number of establishment Democrats with big money in there. So you've got to put him over the top. It is definitely not a done deal in the primary. It's not even close. The polling shows a very, very tight race. So either we'll have a night like this during the Kansas primary where we're super excited and Brent's going to Congress, or other nights we've had where we're crestfallen. And Brent is right. You guys are the ones that make the difference. So tytkansas.com. Brent, keep on going. And we'll check in with you as the race unfolds. Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And there are so many people that need this so badly, that are desperate for somebody like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to represent them. And we can do this all across the country. Thank you for your fight, Cenk, for everything you've done over the years to help achieve economic, civil justice in this country. Racial justice, it's working. I'm so excited for you, Cenk, and for everybody at TYT. Thank you so much for all of your support.
Thank you, Brent. We appreciate it.
All right, have a good night.
All right, you too.